Hey guys, so today I wanted to do something a little different, always doing something different. I've had a few people tell me some things about Lowe's Craftsman. I have a friend of mine who used to work at a camp, and she was constantly buying tools and stuff. She told me one day I'm bragging about how my new Sears Craftsman tape measure or whatever I had bought from Sears that was a Craftsman, and she goes, "Oh, that Craftsman stuff is junk." I said, "Excuse me?" And she went, "Yeah, I went to Lowe's and I bought that Craftsman stuff and it just broke immediately." I said, "You bought it from Lowe's?" And she goes, "Yeah, what's the difference?" And that's what we're talking about today. Lowe's Craftsman, I think it was in 2019, Sears needed more money as usual, and so they decided to sell their famous Craftsman brand. It was originally only at Sears. You could not buy it anywhere else unless it was used. You could not get it new from thrift stores, from the big lots, or, anywhere. Lowe's, you couldn't get it there. They sold it, and Lowe's bought it for something. It wasn't $1,000. I know it was in the millions or more. And Lowe's now has a section, I'm sure y'all have seen it, in Lowe's. They have a huge Craftsman section. Well, I never buy any Craftsman products from Lowe's for that reason. Because when you go to Sears, if you pick up a Craftsman item and flip it over, you look where it says distributed, and it will say distributed by Sears Brands or Transform Co. When you go to Lowe's and flip something over, it will say Craftsman 2021. It will not say distributed by Sears. That's because Lowe's has become the new place for Craftsman. Sears doesn't have a part of Lowe's Craftsman that I know of. And I feel like if they did, they would put like distributed by Craftsman or Lowe's-Sears. So that is the reason that I feel like when you get it at Lowe's, I think there's two separate factories now too, but I'm gonna do some more research later. But it's not the same as Sears, and Lowe's also doesn't carry the stuff that I need that's Craftsman. Only Sears carries it, like the bar stool that I wanted 2 years ago. It was a Craftsman bar stool, Sears brand. Once again, it said distributed by Sears Brands. And Lowe's doesn't carry that, or they didn't then. And so my grandparents got it from Sears. And at that time, Sears' website was still pretty good, so I think they got it on Sears.com. But so yeah, my friend, she told me, she was like, "Yeah, I don't get the Craftsman stuff anymore because it's so awful." And I said, "You need to get it from Sears." And she said, "Is there a difference?" And I said, Sears Craftsman is different from Lowe's Craftsman. The quality is different, and I'm sure that there is some things that a Lowe's Craftsman brand that is pretty good. I'm sure. I've heard a few people say, "Oh, I get all of my Craftsman tools from Lowe's." I'm sure there's a few good things, but there's also some stuff at Lowe's that is not as good quality as the Sears Craftsman. Sears Craftsman has been around for 100 years or more. And then when Lowe's bought it out, it was no longer, I wouldn't call it as special, because that was only available at Sears for so many years. Lowe's didn't sell it. The Home Depot didn't sell it. Nobody sold it. And now you go into a couple places, Lowe's mainly, and they sell it. Now, as of a year ago, the only brand that Lowe's hadn't sold yet was Kenmore. I do believe they have sold that now, because I saw some Kenmore products in Walmart the other day. I mean, it's like so upsetting, but I get it. They really need the money to pay off some things. And they also sold their Die Hard brands. Die Hard, Craftsman, and Kenmore, and a few other brands. These were the three big ones. You could only get them at Sears. The appliances were Kenmore. Die Hard was batteries and automotive, and Craftsman was tools and workshops. So, but yes, there is a difference. and I've told a few people that. And there is also, now I'm not saying Sears is not 100% to blame, because Sears, their quality is not as, I mean, I'm not saying the quality of the Craftsman products aren't as good as they used to be. Years ago, they offered a lifetime warranty on anything you bought. Say you bought a hammer in 1945 from Sears. They were around then. And you've had it until 1985 when the handle breaks or it's just become too rough to use. You could take it to Sears and you would get a new one for absolutely no charge. It was free. You can't do that now. I'm sure it has something to do with their bankruptcies or whatever, but you can't do that now, and that's what a lot of people are saying. And I get that. That is a big, big change when you offer a free one whenever that one breaks or whatever, and now they just drop that and you have to buy a whole new one. My grandpa, he used to buy a lot of Sears tools, Sears Craftsman and the Sears tools themselves. And now he can't get them really. We've gone to the Sears in Greensboro, the last one in North Carolina, the full line store. And he's bought a few things, but he gets most of his tools from Lowe's, not necessarily the Craftsman brand. They've bought one thing that's Craftsman from Lowe's. But he gets like the Cobalt or DeWalt or whatever all those brands are. And he likes the Milwaukee, or I think that's what his new drill is. But I prefer Craftsman, of course. But so yes, that is the difference. Yes, you know, the quality, I'm not saying that, like I said, it's not, whoever buys stuff at Lowe's, I'm sure they have goods. Some of the Craftsman quality stuff at Lowe's is probably good. Some of it may not be, and some of it may be. All I've heard is that, oh, that Craftsman stuff is awful. It breaks within 2 days. I always say, where'd you buy it from? And they say, Lowe's. And I'm like, well, that's the deal right there. So that's the difference. And that's what I just wanted to talk about today. Because people are thinking that Lowe's Craftsman and Sears Craftsman are one thing. They are not, because Sears Craftsman is over here and Lowe's Craftsman is over here. Lowe's is basically going to be, when Sears fully closes, except the hometown stores, because the hometown Sears stores are doing excellent right now. Lowe's will be the Craftsman. That will be the new Sears Craftsman. It will be Lowe's Craftsman. No one, in a couple of years, no one's going to know that Craftsman was from Sears. It's going to be Lowe's Craftsman now. But that's the difference. Just thought I'd cover that because, I don't know, I've just had a lot of people say, oh yeah, that Craftsman stuff is awful. And I always say, where did you buy it from? Lowe's. Well, there you go. But anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope y'all are doing well. And like always, take care and stay cool. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.